welcome back to Tuk's Craft Table. Sorry for leaving the big gap between the flip through of my summer collection because I have been super busy, and I have really great news. So last week one of my friends approached me and invited me to having a table to showcase the junk journal and my art pieces. So I'm super excited, and I have been super busy preparing pieces that I want to show and tell at the event. Anyway, so these are the two that I haven't have the flip through video, but they both are in my Etsy shop already. So today I want to show you what these two books look like inside. So this is the hummingbird, and the closure is sari silk. Now I forgot the measurement of the size of the book. So 8.5 and 5.5 inches, and 1.25 inches spine. And the cover is the not hardboard, but 4 layers of cereal box glued together. And the fabric is tweed or twill. I don't know how you call this, tweed fabric. I think it's tweed, right? It was a blazer. It was a blazer, so I kind of ripped it and make it into this. And then the cover have Edith Holden book page underneath, and then I use and then there's some hummingbirds in here, showcase some pearls. And this set, like I think I mentioned about being dimension, so the cover has like a lot of dimension and mixed media. So that's like my theme, I think, like summer and texture and touch. And here's the inside. There's letter to the owner, and the book belonged to some pictures from Tim Holtz and tickets that tea stain and make it look vintage. And your book of luck ticket, dry flower, and the first signature. It has 6 signatures together, and some French ephemera, a ledger that I got from Taylor, from Lorna. Taylor made it on Etsy, and bumblebee beads with some silk tabs. Old book page. Inside, I used this birdwash book page in, so it will have a nice picture of some North American native bird, I think it's called. So some pages that I just sew so it can be journaling, can be right on. So basic recipe, graph paper, music paper, and some interesting texture paper. And my journal that I made is mostly like for writing on, so there's a lot of blank pages for, and here's some journaling card in the mason jar shape. So and there's some tags, and these images are from Miss Cox's Garden Craft on Etsy store. I keep talking about because I love her garden. I think that's why I keep saying Mrs. Cox Garden. Mrs. Cox Craft on Etsy. And there's some key charm. Some tags, and for the back delivering card. That's the map of Europe. And then this one with the postcard from the old design shop. Some quotes. And this is what do you call the envelope, altered envelope, and this is just a scrap paper that I put together, and you can use it for decorate this journal. So this book page from 1960, it's like the Golden Encyclopedia book. So, but I have quite a few of them. I have 13 of them, so I've been using them a lot. And some doily, and here's some postcard, and this image is from Mrs. Cox Craft. And here's the outer envelope, inspired by Wendy at Wendy Adventure, and these tiny tags from Tracy Fox. Some tickets from Jen, I think Jen Search on Etsy. She had a really nice ephemera, Mega ephemera pack on her shop. And some retro reproduction postcard, an old postcard from Old Design Shop. And this tag, I made it using Mrs. Cox images. More doily. And this is paper ruffle from Natasha tutorial. And in this envelope has some French ephemera that I print and tea dye. I think this is from the Graphic Fairy, and this is from the Old Design Shop. And here's the fabric flip swash, inspired by Emily Bloom. And here's the piece that will come with the material for you to decorate on your own. And here's a full page of Edith Holden. And this is handmade paper that I got from Chinatown. And this music sheet is from an old book of the Grand Symphony book that I got from a thrift store. It's 1959 book, so it's really vintage book. I mean really old and vintage. This is, I think that's from Jin Serge and from Mrs. Cobb. More tags and journaling cards. This is a plain, so it's really for you to decorate, you know, on. This morning I just read the new terms and policy from Etsy, and one of the terms under handmade, I read it. It said that if you are selling something that you make using somebody else's design in it, then you cannot call it handmade anymore. You have to call it maker. So I am not really sure if I read it correct, but I will read it again, and I will talk to my husband and ask his opinion about it. And this is the vintage. I don't know the year, but I got it from a thrift store, and it's quite old looking. The color is like patina, like really nice aging color. And there's the library card, and of course the 3 tags, and my plate, and that's the hummingbird. And next is orchid, and this is like, I quite like it, but I think this is like the thickest book of all of the 7 of them. This is like the thickest one. So nice and shabby, but I really like how it turned out. And I got this orchid. I used it to decorate the backyard on my wedding, and now I use it because orchid is associated with my childhood. My grandfather and my dad have like amazing orchids garden, so it got included in my wedding. And here's the cover. Have handmade crochet doily, I think you call. And here's the cover. Inside you have a big journaling card, and this is from Public Domain. And then the back, I back up with the line paper, so it's nice for journaling space. And there's your book of luck tickets, and that, and letter from the journal, and photo from Tim Holt, tickets for your date. Take your date out for a movie. And these dry flower, we call specimen. That's what Nick liked to say, right? And these orchid images are from Mrs. Cox's craft shop on Etsy, and this is French ledger from, I think it's from Lana Taylor Made It. Vellum paper. And this lace, I believe it's like vintage. I got a wedding dress from thrift store. It's really nice color, like a tea-dye color, but I didn't do anything to it. Beautiful lace. So I've been what do you call, cut out flower from it. It's like really nice lace. And dragonfly. Handmade paper. This is, I did a print test on like coffee dye paper, and then I print. I'm like, what a silly idea. I think I may have ruined the needle in my printer. It's a hard lesson to learn, but it turned out super nice though. I wish my printer would take a tea dye or coffee dye paper. There's more images from Mrs. Cox's Craft. And here's the altered envelope. So start with this one. There's some tickets. These are from Library of Congress. And here's some window tag. This tag, I made it using images from public domain. And emboss tag. This big one. It's a tag that I made playing around. So that's a really pretty, the printing. I need to experiment more with them. It's beautiful. I did iron the paper like really well before I put it in the printer. After I tea dye or coffee dye it, and then I dry it and I iron it, then I put it through the printer. It's still not good for the printer's head or needle, I think. More tickets and tags. That printing. Doily. And here's more of that handmade paper. This is really old ledger paper that I got from a thrift store. Like, I can tell from the color. Also, the cover was so old and rusted. I think it was like probably the 50. And here's that pocket that I made on my tutorial. And some pocket. That's from Mrs. Cox's Crafts. Same. I made it into tag. The images is from her shop. And bumblebee, and that lace from the wedding dress. It's two or three different type of ledger paper in here because more of these giant journal cards, and this is some extra scrap paper. And now this is the fold up and down with the the clay made into the typewriter key and using Nick the Booksmith technique. And that's that printing again. And here's the fabric swash. Pretty. And this is the charm, button charm, altered envelope with that map. There. And have another side has retro postcard remake, not all, but it's really cute. More printing, and then see some ink bleed too, and that orchid from that book. Outer paper clip, and here's the envelope. And here's the extra DIY for you. More of these tags with tiny images from Mrs. Mrs. Cox's craft. Oh my goodness. Sorry, let's printing again. This is the last signature. So it filled up with lots of good paper, and I love this. I need to print out more, and then I need to work on more layout, page layout. And this is like really nice. It looked like a stencil, but it's not, it's a print. More. And here's the 3 traveling tag and my plate, the book plate. And here she is, the orchid. See how thick she is. She is chubby, but not alligator mouth yet. So this is the 2 that it's okay. Thank you everyone for coming by, and thank you so much for my new subscribers. So I've been like gaining more subscriber lately, and getting close to 300. Maybe 300 will be my next milestone, and when I'm there I will have some giveaway again. So, and thank you everyone for your comments and kind words and inspiration and encouraging me to be here, and hope you all have a wonderful summer and great family gathering, and we'll see you soon, and bye.